Welcome to the channel. This is going to be the first of a series of videos that I'm going to start consistently doing and uploading. And it revolves around recreating rigs, artist rigs that inspire me. I have recently acquired, as you can see, a quad cortex. A big reason why I decided to go with a quad cortex and a digital unit in general. I had been bouncing around the idea for a while. Because I think it's a lot of fun to get inspiration for what other artists that I love are using, and instead of buying the analog pedals and copying their rig one to one, which obviously I am not able to financially afford. So a multi-effects unit really opens up the possibility of experimenting with different sounds, trying different pedals. The quad cortex has captures, which is great. It really expands the possibilities there as well. So this is going to be the first of hopefully many where we take a look at some artist rigs through interviews mostly on YouTube, other videos that are up there and on the web, and attempt to recreate their rig, what they're touring with, what they're using, what they're getting their sounds with, and just see if we can get close. Use that inspiration to kind of drive our own tone and creativity. So we're gonna take a look. First one today, and one of my favorite players of all time, Joey Landreth. So we're gonna take a look. He has a few videos out there, a ton, with some older ones. I think about a year ago, using a much larger board, and more recently, I think this is about a month ago, from August in 2024 here. He has kind of scaled it down. I think we're going to start here. Already great shot and give us an idea of what we're looking at. I think it's much more attainable for something like a quad cortex to recreate. And we're just going to take a listen to some of his sounds in this video and see if we can get close. See if it can kind of get us in the ballpark and maybe inspire us, with some of the vibes that he brings to his music, which is incredible. I don't expect to sound like him because at the end of the day, he is his own player and tone is in the fingers. But, if we can get even halfway there, a quarter of the way there, and just get some of that inspiration, some of the same tone, I think it would be a success. So, as you can see, I've just started. Joey Landreth plays mostly in baritone tunings. I don't know if I'm sure he moves around in different tunings, open tunings, and things like that. But I'm going to switch this on and off throughout because I do think I have this, the transpose already pitching us down to what I think should be B standard, baritone tuning. And we're just going to switch it on and off because I do think that lower tuning is obviously, it's a huge part of his sound. And it changes how drives and even his amps, everything reacts. So we're not going to keep it on all the time. But I think it'll be good to switch it off, on and off, just to see and compare. Let's just start off. So in this video, we're going to reference for the most of this, he is running into a simplifier solid state kind of amp in a box type thing. Based on recent interviews, he tours mostly with his signature 2-rock amp. So his signature amp is mostly, from his interviews, a modified, probably heavily modified, but there's no captures or anything on the neural network of a Joey Landreth signature amp. So we're going to use, I found a really great capture of a Bloomfield drive. So let's see, and I downloaded that from the app. So yeah, 2-rock Bloomfield drive. I think this is going to be a good starting point. I've tested this a little bit. I think the clean version, it is very clean. Let's see. The transpose on the quad cortex is not perfect. There's some artifacts there when you're going this low, 5 semitones, but it'll give us an idea. Maybe if you have a baritone at home, and once you stack some drives onto it, I think it hides the kind of artifacts a bit. So I think this is going to be the best option amp-wise to kind of get that vibe. As you can see, as I mentioned, he's using more of a clean platform here. I think even when he on tour with his signature 2-rock, he is using mostly a clean sound out of it. All right. And we still have transpose on. Let's go back to standard. Nice. I think that's a great start. Great platform to take a look at the pedal board now. So before we even get into his explanation, I think even just from this shot, we can make some assumptions based on the pedals themselves. So we have a tape delay, El Cap, incredible tape delay, Deluxe 61. I think it's like a cranked Fender-y blackface type thing with a built-in trem. Troubadour, I believe, is like a Tweed preamp. I think that's like a custom preamp that he had them make specifically for him based on a Tweed amp that he really likes. Let It Lie fuzz. I think he usually goes towards like a zonk kind of fuzz. Digital platforms and fuzz notorious for, but I think the QC using some captures we can get there. And he's got a compressor that I don't believe he always uses, but just has it on the board. All the way on the side there, he has a Univibe that I think he uses mostly for just a vibrato type thing at the beginning or towards the beginning of his chain. So I think straight away we can start adding some stuff. So let's throw quick reverb, let's start with a spring. Let's just dial the mix back. That's even a bit much. All right, I like that. That's a good bass. So he has the El Cap, so let's just throw tape delay. Since this is all DI, I'm going to keep it stereo. We're not going to mess with settings. We're just going to throw the tape delay on there. Keep it bypassed. We'll do it in order from the video, but let's just throw some pedals on here and we can keep them bypassed and adjust them. Deluxe 61. So I think for this, the Vemoran Janray is supposed to be that kind of goal, the crank Fender. So I think that is a good start, and we'll come back. But I think that's a good start to the 61, the drive side or the preamp side. So let's throw that on there. And then he's running, we're just going to keep it. I usually put trem like after amps, but since he has it in the 61, let's throw that on there. And again, I'll probably just turn sync on, but I'm going to bypass it. We'll come back. So for the fuzz, I found a capture. I have not tried it yet, but there is a Mini Fuzz V2 Zonk capture. And I want to try it. I want to see how close we can get with that. Maybe we'll play around with other options, but let's start with that on there. Troubadour, I'm not exactly sure what we can really use to get a kind of Tweed pre-sound. Let's see if there's anything. I have the device list pulled up here from Neural. Let's see. Maybe the DOD can get that kind of texture, that kind of really, rough sounding breakup. Maybe that it's not really there. What we could do is maybe alongside the amp, instead of switching on an overdrive, we can switch to a Tweed amp, because I don't think we have any. I'm going to take a look on the app and see if there's any Tweed pre kind of options. Actually, you know what? Not here, but in another interview, he mentions he really likes the Greer Soma. Please, let's see, it's loading. I'm not seeing a Soma. Oh, Soma 63. Okay, there's one. That's the only one. There's no description. It's just Soma 63. Let's download that guy. That's it. That's all that's coming up. Searching Greer Soma. Let's try that. It's the luck of the draw with the app and, user captures, but I think that's all. It's their only options. I just added it from the app. It's already here. I'm still I haven't had this. Oops, I don't want to do that. Oh, I love the undo option too. I just got this quad cortex like less than a week ago, so I'm still very much in the honeymoon phase. But so far it's been great. Again, bypassed because we're going to revisit. I hope it's a good one. Fingers crossed. And the vibe. Okay, let's add the unit vibe in here. Vibrato. Yeah, MX5 is really our only option, so we'll see with some setting tweaks if we can get there. So I think we have a good bass here. Are we? Oh, compressor. Okay. So again, he doesn't use the compressor too heavily, but I mean, as you can see, it's just a basic 2-knob. Let's try the Pliny compressor. I really like this compressor. This is one of my favorite parts of the Pliny pack. So now that we have the kind of signal chain copied, let's take a listen and see. We'll go pedal by pedal now and see if we can get some tones.
So I have enlisted the help of the Origin Effects Deluxe 61, which I think sounds great. It sounds like this.
Okay, so the Deluxe 61, it's not huge. It's not blowing up his input. It's not super gainy. So already I'm going to pull the gen rate down because the gen rate starts off pretty hot. Let's see if we get some more playing samples from that.
With the help of my El Capistan version 2 for the slapback. And I also...
So he is using the El Cap mostly as a slapback for the most part. So let's do that. I'm going to turn the sync off. Let's turn the delay. I like it pretty quick. We're going to stay on the tape delay because I just like the color that a tape delay gives even when it's just a slap. There is a simple slap delay option on the QC, just a delay dedicated to that. Sloppy playing, but let's just do 90. I like that.
Also picked up a Kingsley Troubadour, which is like a 5E3 preamp in a box.
All right, so I don't think we're going to, in this video, I don't think he plays much of the drives independently, so let's just get from the Vemran model, let's get a nice bass tone to kind of match his. That's pretty good already, actually. Maybe just a tiny bit more gain, some treble. It's a bit dark. That's pretty good. Let's go back to where he plays a little bit. Let's see if we're there. I mean, it's such a... And I'm not playing slide, obviously, so... You know, it's limited material to base it off of, but I think we're close.
This.
I think we're pretty... He's got it pretty bright. Maybe we need to be a bit brighter. That's pretty good. Maybe we'll brighten it up a tiny bit. Let's see where we're at level-wise, too. A little bit of a boost, but I like it. I like that. I like where we're at. I think that gets us really close. And now let's go back to where they're stacked.
But what I actually found was the Troubadour into the Deluxe 61 is pretty crazy.
That's huge. I love it. But moment of truth. Let's just try the Soma by itself. Please be a good capture. Pretty hot, but not bad. like it nice. Okay. I think the settings sound as is. The capture sounds really nice. I'm all over the place. But yeah, the capture sounds really nice. Maybe just a tiny bit more gain just to... I actually like it back into here. Let's see. Pitched. Not bad. I mean, the transpose isn't perfect again. And into this kind of drive, maybe we can brighten it up. It's a little muddy with the transpose. But I don't want to get too, focused on making it sound good with this because I wouldn't personally use it all the time. It's different keys out of nowhere. But I think that's really good. Let's listen to his stack sound with the 61 and see if we can get there, because that's going to be interesting. So good. He's just so good. His phrasing and everything. All right, let's see. With the transpose on. We are closer than I thought, honestly. All right. Let's keep listening.
Really wicked. 10th anniversary Let It Lie special edition bonk machine for some fuzz tones.
Incredible fuzz. I'm not sure if we're going to get there with this, with any digital rig, but let's see how this Mini Fuzz V2 capture sounds. Just going to do some tweaking right off the bat. It's not bad, it's just a little harsh sounding. I mean, let's selected. Let's go back and compare it to his again. Yeah, it's just more gain on his. but it's not the same either. That squish on the note. Let's try another option. I have a capture of a golden fleece. So this is a capture I made, and golden fleece is super straightforward, one knob fuzz. That I do think the capture retains some of that squish on the note that pedal gives you. So let's see if that's a little closer. Closer. Still, I don't think we're too close there to what he's getting. I knew this was going to be the hardest part because it's fuzz on a multi-effect unit. But let's see how that sounds layered with the Gen-Ray. We didn't try that. Try back to the golden fleece. So I think the golden fleece gets us closer than this capture does. So I'm going to get rid of that one because I do think we're closer with this guy. Also, let's see what it sounds like with the transpose on. Without the Gen-Ray. Not terrible. I mean, the golden fleece on its own as an analog pedal, it's, to me and to my ears and to a lot of people out there, it sounds better into either a dirty amp or to a drive. So I think, having the Gen-Ray on just will cut off some of those harsh highs even on the analog pedal. So I like having it on. It's actually not bad. Noisy. Let's turn the noise reduction on. But I like it with the transpose. I think we're actually, again, I knew fuzz was going to be the hardest part. I think either this golden fleece capture, let's see. I mean, there's the silicone fuzz, which is based off of the JHS bender. It's like a tone bender thing. Thunderpaw is kind of fuzzy. Don't think anything else, any of the models are going to get us much closer. Let's try it. I think fuzz is, for me and Joey Landreth's tone, I think it's one of the most important, one of the most inspiring elements of his tone. So let's spend some time on it. Let's try the silicone. That's actually pretty. Gen-Ray still on. Transpose. actually enjoyed that a lot. Let's switch between that and the Golden Fleece again. See. So I think the Golden Fleece, though it's not like a Zonk type pedal, I think with the Gen Ray it gets us a little bit closer to the kind of texture. Let's do a quick comparison. I mean, he's getting like, it's almost like Velcro-y. It's still a bit off. Texture is, it's pleasant. I like it. It's a fun sound for me. I don't know how close we're getting, but that might be, where it's at the moment. Run through all the captures. I think I downloaded one more Zonk machine. We have it. Let's try it. Zonk machine. This was another one off the app. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. That might be the winner. Let's try it on its own real quick. Usually captures are super loud. This one's not. Ooh, I didn't expect that to be that good because it had no downloads or like one download on the app. I would love if they introduced like a like system or some sort of rating system where people can rate out of stars or something, so you get a better idea of how captures sound. So it turns out Zonk machine I think gets us much closer. I even like it by itself, but with the Gen Ray. Pitched. Oh, I like that a lot. Let's do a quick comparison.
For some fuzz tones.
He's still getting more gain and like spittiness out of it. Let's try the gain up a bit. I think this is the closest we've gotten. I mean, he's just getting more compression out of it, which I think is just how the analog pedal responds. I think we're pretty close, though. Much closer. And with all three, it holds together well. Nice. I like it. Yeah, it's still just more spitty, but I think we can move on. Tweak this to your heart's content, but I think we have a good bass.
And then this midnight vibe for some pitch shifty kind of vibey stuff.
Oh, he gets a lot of vibe off of that.
Vibey stuff.
And so it's not very subtle. All right. Not bad already. We're a bit quicker. Let's turn the depth up. Still have the transpose on, but I'm digging it. I think he has it even more intense there. I think we're... Yeah, I think he has even more. I mean, let me know if I'm wrong here, but it seems pretty intense to me. I like that. Sounds great to me. Might be a little faster. I mean, speed obviously will change. See if we lose any volume. I don't hear it, but let's boost it just a tiny bit. I like that. I think that sounds great. Nice.
Lastly,
Before we move on, save.
the Jam Pedals Dinosaur Comp, which I haven't been using a compressor. I haven't had a compressor on my board in a very long time. I put them on. I never turn them on. I take them off. I miss them. But I had some...
All right, so yeah, he doesn't, use the compressor too heavily, but I really like the Pliny comp from the plugin. Let's just see where we're at. Just a little extra glue on everything. I like it. A little bit more level. I like to boost on compressors just a tiny bit. Nice. I like it. Let's see how that sounds with the fuzz. Maybe we'll get some of that squish back. Not really, but I don't want to chase that because then we'll crank the compressor and like the compression level. I think I like where we're at.
It all sounds pretty fun. The point for me is to kind of
What he said?
spend a little less time thinking about presets and which sound goes where, and more just about playing the guitar. And the only...
Yeah, I think that's a really cool ethos for him to have, especially coming from a huge pedalboard tier, a little while ago, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong. But I think there's something to be said, and I think we get caught up in multi-effects pedals of adding a bunch of stuff. Like I'm already, earlier I was wanting to add more reverb, more delay, and I think everything starts to sound the same, just washed out. And at least, I'm new to this, so I'm still, again, in the honeymoon period with multi-effects, and I'm throwing a bunch of effects on. But I think at the end of the day, these minimal effects speak to you and are enjoyable to play. Like sometimes just because you can doesn't mean you should, kind of thing. I think this is a great bass preset that captures the kind of vibe and literally, but the overall kind of goal that I think he's going for here, which is kind of a simplified signal chain with some gain staging, some modulation. But yeah, I think we are there. I think we have gotten closer than I thought we could get, especially with the fuzz. I was really happily surprised with this capture. So the Soma 63 captures from D BBUDE, DBBUD. That's their username. And then the Zonk machine capture is from ASYRJA12. Asurja. I don't want to butcher a name if it's a name. But it's just on there as Zonk machine. Only 3 downloads. It is one of the best captures I've tried from the app so far. So if you have a quad cortex and you're into these fuzz tones, check that out. Soma 63 also only has 6 downloads. And it's on there as just Soma 63. And I think it's a great representation of that pedal as well. So yeah, I think we have a great kind of basic, simplified Joey Landreth preset. I'm not going to take a look at his larger board here. Just for the sake of time, I think we'll be here forever. But I think that is a great start. If you guys want me to revisit the larger board and get a bit more complicated, let me know in the comments. And like and subscribe if you thought I did a good job here. Let me know. Try if you have a quad cortex, I'll throw this up on the app as a preset. I think it'll let me include other people's captures. If not, I'm sorry. But I'll try to just throw the whole preset on there. If you don't have the Pliny plugin, try the Joule compressor. I think is based on the Diamond compressor. I think it'll do just fine. Honestly, I don't expect to use it too often in this preset anyway. But thanks so much for joining. And let me know what you guys think. And let me know, I want to do this with other artists, whether they're YouTube focused or, touring musicians. I think it's a great way to get some inspiration and try new things. So not specifically in the Joey Landreth genre either. I want to branch out and try different stuff. So let me know who we should take a look at next. And thanks so much.